Hi everybody, my name is Caleb, and today we're going to be doing a team preview for my Week 3 matchup for the Big Brain Draft League, which is against SDragonfly, coach of the Cambridge Kingdra. Okay, so like last week, I have the Pokemon set up in speed order, and then I also have sets that are kind of based off of Pikalytics here for the Pokemon, right? So we'll just kind of go into it real quick. For Noivern, it's a Focus Sash. You want to make sure it stays alive so that it can get some use out of the Tailwind. It is super fast, base speed 123, so you're likely to get Tailwind up and then just keep going through, right? Frisk is really good, to help scout, and then Infiltrator is not a bad ability either to move through screens, right? Which I do have Pokemon that can set up screens, so Infiltrator is a possibility. As far as moves go, it's definitely going to bring Draco Meteor and Tailwind, and then an air move. Which one? I don't really know. Hurricane is what I'm guessing, just because I have set a precedent that I'll be bringing Rain. But I am honestly thinking about changing that up this week. However, opponent doesn't know that, so given the circumstances, I think that they would choose Hurricane over Air Slash. Air Slash isn't going to get you like a flinch or anything. It's only going to crit, right? So if I were him, if I were Dragonfly, I would be bringing Hurricane instead. The move that I think could replace it is probably something like Dark Pulse, right? As far as the set goes, or the stats, right, it's going to be max speed, max special attack, and then 4 in the HP with a positive speed nature, right? Lycanroc. Lycanroc's going to have a Focus Sash too. It is a very, very fragile Pokemon, pretty glass cannon. Sand Rush, Dragonfly does have the ability to get sand onto the field pretty easy, so that's more than likely the ability that Lycanroc's going to be going for. It's going to have Rock Slide, for flinches, and Stab. Close Combat does damage, Play Rough does damage, Protect, Protect, it's easy, right? Attack and Speed are both 252 HP, 4, and then an Adamant Nature. With the Sand Rush, with the Tailwind, it's not likely that you're also going to need a positive speed nature, so I would expect Lycanroc to go with a positive attack nature, right? Most likely Adamant. For Mindshell, we got a Focus Sash again, Inner Focus to keep it from flinching. However, and it also is immune to Intimidate, so it's basically a straight up answer to Incineroar. Regenerator is also a pretty decent ability, although I wouldn't really expect Mindshell to really run Regenerator. And then it's also got Reckless, so if it were to go for High Jump Kick too, that damage would be increased, right? As far as moves go, Fake Out, for support, Close Combat, stab damage, Coaching Ally Switch, both support moves that are pretty decent, especially with Mindshell Speed tier. Coaching becomes really good actually. As far as stats go, you got 252 attack, 252 speed, and then you got a positive speed nature, right? And then 4 dropped in special defense. Dracozolt, Life Orb, Hustle. Hustle's gonna increase your attack by 1.5, lower your accuracy, so you're gonna want to really make sure that you're bringing moves that can hit, right? But you are also hitting hard with the Hustle, with the Life Orb. You're doing a lot of damage, right? Bolt Beak, Dragon Claw, Protect, High Horsepower. All pretty good coverage moves. Bolt Beak, especially if you've got a speed advantage. You're then also, that move is doing double the damage, right? So you're really, really, really hitting hard with Bolt Beak potentially. As far as stats go, it's 252 HP, 140 attack, 4 defense, 108 special defense, and 4 speed. I'm probably messing that up. I think that I just kind of threw that in there, whatever, haphazardly. If it's me, this is the set that I'm running. I'm going straight. I'm going straight like this, and I don't want that. I definitely would prefer a positive speed nature, so going Jolly, right? This isn't the primary stat spread that Pikalytics has, but this is what I would go for. I was messing around with it and kind of forgot before I started recording, so I'm not gonna go back and work on or find it now. It's whatever. Because I don't actually think that's what's the top stat spread isn't what's gonna get brought. For Cloyster, the setup was White Herb, Skill Link, and then Icicle Spear, Steel Roller, Rock Blast, and Protect. You're not going to run White Herb if you don't have Shell Smash, so but Skill Link with Rock Blast and Icicle Spear is definitely the way to go. I could see Steel Roller showing up just because of the fact that I do have Indeedee, and I've got Psychic Surge. But the stat spread is going to be 252 attack, 252 speed, positive speed nature, and then 4 HP, right? Throw, I just threw together something random because throw doesn't actually have enough usage percentage to have any kind of data on Pikalytics. So I went with Flame Orb, Guts, and then Earthquakes and Headbutt, Storm Throw, and Protect, and then 252 HP, 252 attack, 4 in special defense, right? Throw has actually got really good at base 85. I say really good. It's decent for sure. Decent defense and special defense. So then I think, it's just really smart to throw the 252 into HP and then just go for like an adamant attacker right there and then 252 attack, right? Moving on to the second team and looking at these Pokemon, we've got Shedinja, which will have Focus Sash and Wonder Guard, and then it'll bring Protect, X-Scissor, Poltergeist, and Sunny Day. Don't actually expect it to bring Sunny Day. Poltergeist is a little iffy too. I don't really like Poltergeist. With people running berries and such, it kind of makes it a bit difficult to rely on, to get that move off, right? So the stat spread is going to be 252 attack, 252 speed, a positive speed nature, and then 4 in defense. For Hippopotas, you're going to run Eviolite, Sandstream, Superpower, Protect, Earthquake, Yawn. I also had to make this setup too. It's possible that Superpower could be something like Stone Edge, or even like Rock Slide, just in case Hippopotas gets brought in a Trick Room setting. The stat spread, 252 HP, 128 defense, 128 special defense, and then I forgot what nature this is, but positive defensive nature, Impish, right? Positive defensive nature. Just going to make you really bulky, really tough to take out. I went with a positive defensive nature because I would expect my opponent to think that I'm bringing a physical Blastoise once again. So a positive defense would be really good. Amoonguss, Cobra Berry, Regenerator, Spore, Rage Powder, Protect, Sludge Bomb. Wouldn't expect my opponent to bring Cobra Berry either. Cobra Berry is it has the damage of flying type attacks. I don't have any Pokemon I think that learn flying type attacks, so kind of useless. Regenerator is just really good ability. If you're running Amoonguss, it's not likely that you run any ability other than Regenerator. There's Effect Spore isn't like terrible, and there's like some merit to it, but just Regenerator, you can switch. It's just HP is much more useful than possibly poisoning, paralyzing, or sleeping the opponent, right? So just Regenerators, the better ability, right? Helps you stay alive. For Amoonguss, moves you're going to be running Spore, Rage Powder, Protect, and Sludge Bomb, and then I don't know what this spread is calced for. I would guess something related to either a flying Pokemon or a fire Pokemon, possibly specifically Cinderace. Incineroar comes to mind as a Pokemon that you'd want to look out for as far as Amoonguss goes. Like maybe Corviknight, possibly Talonflame, right? All of those Pokemon could be threats to Amoonguss. I only have one of them, being Incineroar. But the spread is 252 HP, 156 defense, 4 special attack, 92 special defense, and then 4 speed with a positive defensive nature. I think this is this Bold or Brave? This is one of the two. It's Bold. You're not really looking to do a whole lot of damage. You're really looking to survive hits, especially with Rage Powder, right? But you do have Sludge Bomb that could hit, decently hard, especially on Fairy type Pokemon or other Grass types. So it's there's merit to being able to attack with Amoonguss, right? Hatterene is going to be bringing a Life Orb, Magic Bounce, and then Dazzling Gleam. With Trick Room, Expanding Force, and Mystical Fire. Life Orb, just helps you hit really, really hard. Magic Bounce gives you the capability to like status moves, right? Like, so you think like Thunder Wave, Will-O-Wisp. Dog's barking outside, so that's no good. Yeah, so with Magic Bounce, you've got the capability to bounce back, status moves, and then like any sort of terrain, not terrain, but field entry hazards. That's the word for them, entry hazards. I couldn't remember the name. Yeah, so Magic Bounce, just a good ability. Healer, not terrible, especially in a VGC meta. Anticipation's garbage. Don't ever run Anticipation. Most Pokemon are going to have some form of super effective move, so it's not... Don't run Anticipation. As far as the moveset goes, Dazzling Gleam, Trick Room, Expanding Force, Mystical Fire. It's pretty standard. It's pretty good. Hatterene's one of the best Trick Room setters in the game. Dazzling Gleam and Expanding Force, you get really good stab that can hit both of the opponent's Pokemon, and then Mystical Fire can just really help you stay alive longer. Can give you some coverage, and with helping you stay alive longer, you get the 100% guaranteed special attack drop. Unfortunately, Mystical Fire only goes into one of the Pokemon as opposed to like Snarl, which hits both. So it's basically like poor man's Snarl, essentially. Moving on to hold on, sorry. Hatterene, I need to talk about its stats, right? You're going to run 252 HP, 252 special attack with a, I believe this is Quiet Nature. Yeah, Quiet, positive special attack, lower speed, right? It's all about Trick Room with Hatterene. There's no other game plan for it. Like, that's what you're going for. You're setting up Trick Room, and you're doing a lot of damage, right? Which Hatterene can do. That base 136 is massive, right? Yeah, and like that's really it. You already have really decent defense and special defense, so but like base 57 HP is pretty garbage, especially for something that you could really consider to be pretty tanky in Hatterene. So dropping the 252 into HP is definitely the way to go. Moving on to Dusclops. Dusclops is gonna run Eviolite, Frisk, right? One Eviolite is doubling your defense and special defense, and we've got base 130 on both. It's kind of nutty. How bulky Dusclops gets. You've got Frisk, which is just really nice as far as scouting ability goes. You always run that over pressure. There's really almost no reason to run pressure. We are also going to be running Trick Room, Nightshade, Pain Split, Bulldoze. Trick Room, right? Dusclops is viewed by many as the best Trick Room setter in the game. Really want to use that to your advantage, right? Nightshade is doing 50 damage to anything, which for a Pokemon that is not very damage heavy, as for Dusclops, Nightshade's pretty nice. Pain Split to also kind of help yourself do damage to the opponents, but also keep yourself alive. And then Bulldoze is mainly used to proc weakness policies on other Pokemon. I don't necessarily think I foresee that happening, but you never know. You could maybe see something like Dusclops next to a like a Lycanroc with a weakness policy. You Bulldoze with the Dusclops, right? And then you would like set up Sand with your Lycanroc by going for like a Max Rockfall or something. That's just kind of, I don't know, like that. Like on this team in particular, what I'm talking about is really just why you would run Bulldoze on Dusclops. Honestly, I don't think Bulldoze has shown up on Dusclops this week. I need to talk about its stats. You're just running 252 HP, 92 in the defense, 164 in the special defense, and then positive defense nature, right? Negative speed. You're going relaxed. It's really all just about surviving, getting Trick Room up, and benefiting from that from the Trick Room setting. So the team that I actually think that Dragonfly is going to bring, I think it's going to be Noivern, Dracozolt, Shedinja, Amoonguss, Hatterene, and Dusclops. Now, in all honesty, I definitely think that there's some variation that could happen here. I think it's possible that like Shedinja could become Hippopotas, and then like Dracozolt could become Lycanroc. Now, just looking at the Mons that I have, how likely do I think that is, right? You get super effective against my bug type with Lycanroc. Piloswine doesn't really fare too well against Lycanroc, but I think just overall, Dracozolt is gonna hit better. Is gonna hit more stuff than the Lycanroc is, right? But that's something that we definitely should be thinking about. Luckily, honestly, I think that like we're fine with it, just because we have G-Max Blastoise. Like even if like the Dracozolt and Shedinja switch, right, into like a Lycanroc Hippopotas type deal, I don't actually think it's something that like I'm too super scared of, right? So what I kind of am expecting Dragonfly to bring is some bastardized mix of Trick Room and Tailwind. Okay. Noivern is the fastest Pokemon in this match at a base speed of 123. You give it 252 speed EVs, and there's nothing right that's gonna outspeed it. So it could definitely show up, run Tailwind, and then with Dracozolt next to it, just absolutely wreck some house. Right? You could see like an open of like Noivern Dracozolt with like Hatterene Dusclops in the back, and that's absolutely terrifying, right? It's super strong. Gonna be and quite frankly could be very difficult to deal with, because you've got that speedy front and then that tanky slow back. And both do just like a lot of damage. It's not going to be anything that's really easy to deal with. So let's get into the sets that I think are like actually going to get brought, and what really like kind of like what it means for me. So I think that if you're bringing Noivern, I think bringing it either with a Focus Sash or a Yachi Berry is what you're really going to do, right? Yachi Berry has the damage from a super effective Ice Attack, and Ice Attack is going to one-shot Noivern. Don't care who you are. It's Noivern has base 80 defense, special defense, but 4 times effective move is not something that you're likely to live. So a Yachi Berry is definitely a candidate for the item, but a Focus Sash kind of just makes more sense, because even so you would still live the Ice Attack, and then next turn you're moving into either using your Draco Meteor, Hurricane, or Dark Pulse. That I think is going to get brought. I think Frisk is going to be the move. Honestly, if Frisk isn't the move, then I kind of think that we're still okay. Because I'm honestly not too super worried about Infiltrator. If anything, I think Klefki would be in the back to set up a screen to keep like if Klefki's gonna set something against Noivern, it's gonna be a Reflect, so that we don't get absolutely destroyed by our opponent's Bolt Beak on the Dracozolt, right? So Noivern, it's really just going to set itself and its team to go fast with Tailwind, and then it's going to just drop some special attacks that are going to hurt pretty bad, right? It's got the probability or the possibility to confuse with Hurricane and then flinch with Dark Pulse. So it's definitely a bit of a threat, kind of fast, but it's also pretty easy to KO, which is why I think that Focus Sash is coming along. It's going to be the same stat spread that was talked about earlier, just 252 special attack and speed. It's going to be modest, just to make sure that it's doing as much damage as possible. There's nothing that's going to outspeed it unless it's a Trick Room situation, and then just a little bit of not any, I think, real significant bulk, but you've got the 4 leftovers, so just toss it in HP, and it's fine. As far as Dracozolt goes, I think that a moveset of like Bolt Beak, High Horsepower, Fire Fang, and Breaking Swipe is going to be just really decent. It's got a lot of coverage and can hit a lot of things that I could really think about bringing, right? Another option, instead of Choice Scarf and like Fire Fang, you could definitely go like Expert Belt, and then you could go with like Protect too, just to sort of give yourself that protection, right? So I think that those are kind of like your 2 sets. I think that you're going to bring the Dracozolt. Life Orb Dracozolt is not bad, but I don't think you bring Life Orb Dracozolt. You've got Hatterene. Unless you're just so sure that Dusclops is going to be able to set up Trick Room for you, that you get rid of Trick Room on Hatterene and you go like Choice Specs. Or you could also run like a Weakness Policy on Hatterene as well. So Dracozolt could realistically run an Expert Belt, a Life Orb, or a Choice Scarf. I would expect it to be Choice Scarf, just because you really want to make sure that you're outspeeding and getting that Bolt Break. Realistically, I think Dracozolt's only base speed 75. I do have things that outspeed that. With the 252 positive nature, though, I'm not sure. So it's either going to be Dracozolt's either going to be banded, life orbed. It's going to be choice scarfed. It could go expert belt. I mean, maybe like it's possible that they that like an assault vest shows up, but you know, realistically, I think it's something within that. As far as the stats go, I think that it's going to be the 252 attack, 252 speed, Jolly, hustle ability, just because that's really good. And then you know, the moves I slightly touched on: Bolt Beak, High Horsepower, Breaking Swipe, all provide you, you know, really good. You know, well, like Bolt Beak and High Horsepower provide really good damage. Protect, you know, is just good. Keep yourself safe. It's you're never wrong to put Protect on a Pokemon. You're mostly never wrong to put Protect on a Pokemon. And then Breaking Swipe. I think that due to the fact that I've shown a propensity to bring physical attackers, having something that can lower my physical attackers, you know, output is really good. You know, Breaking Swipe will do that. So I think if I were Dragonfly, I would run Breaking Swipe over Dragon Bolt. Moving on to Shedinja. I think Shedinja is a bit of a wild card here, because it's definitely a Pokemon that can win you games just based off the fact that it can't be touched, right? Oh man, you know what's funny is actually I have Focus Sash on 2 of these Pokemon, which I didn't realize until just now. So if anything, we'll say that this is going to be a Yachi Berry. If Shedinja doesn't show up, then it's definitely going to be a Focus Sash on waiver, right? But for now, we'll assume that this is the lineup. So Shedinja, right, with Wonder Guard, keeps it from getting KO'd. Honestly, due to the fact that I can hit it with indirect damage from my Blastoise because of its Gmax Cannonade, I could realistically see Shedinja just not being brought in this matchup. But you know, for argument's sake, Shedinja is a Pokemon that can win you games because of its Wonder Guard ability, right? And I think that if you know, just manage to knock out everything that can hurt Shedinja, and then bring Shedinja in, it's a guaranteed win. There's no way that you lose, right? Moveset, I think Shedinja is going to bring Shadow Sneak, X Scizor, Ally Switch, which I just think Ally Switch is like a really good move in order to be able to keep your Shedinja alive. It's, you know, you could bring Protect, but you bring Ally. People just get really mad when they see Ally Switch, right? So like you run Ally Switch, it just like ruins people's day. So I think Shedinja's gonna have Ally Switch on it. Then you go Night Slash. Night Slash, you know, just a little extra coverage, and then hits. It can hit critical hits, so you know that's nice. As Shedinja stats go, you're going to be running 252 attack with a positive speed, or positive attack nature, 252 speed, and then just 4 special defense. As Amoonguss goes, it's just going to be Black Sledge for the HP regenerator. Just, you know, to continue with the HP regen. Spore, Rage Powder, and Protect, all really good utility moves. Spore and Rage Powder provide phenomenal support on any team. And then, so I think that Giga Drain is probably the right move here. I think that Dragonfly is going to be more concerned with my Blastoise. So I think, as opposed to whatever Amoonguss could hit with Sludge Bomb. So normally you're going to see Sludge Bomb, but I think it's either going to be Energy Ball or Giga Drain in the attack move slot for Amoonguss, right? As far as the stats go, I just kind of left it with the 252 HP, 160 defense, 4 special attack, 92 special defense. Realistically, as a Pokemon that has Rage Powder, I think that it's like smart to, you know, like max out your HP and then, you know, make defense and special defense, you know, to kind of even those out, right? Just to really make sure that you're getting maximum use out of your Rage Powders and you're not just, you know, getting one shot or whatever. Moving into Hatterene, I think Hatterene's going to be running Life Orb with Magic Bounce, with Dazzling Gleam, Trick Room, Expanding Force, and Protect. Now, like I said, this moveset could be vastly different from how it looks right now. I think with the with Dracozolt on the team, Dracozolt is another probable Life Orb user, so you could be running Weakness Policy. Which if you're running Weakness Policy, I definitely think it changes up some of the moves that you bring. Or if you're running like Choice Specs, it changes up the moves. If you're running Weakness Policy, I don't really think it changes up the moves that you're bringing too much. If you're running a Choice, like Choice Specs, I definitely think it does. You can definitely on this team get away with not having Trick Room on Hatterene. But I think Hatterene's going to show up with Trick Room, which would then, which then I think is either going to be Life Orb or Weakness Policy, right? Hatterene, I think, is the biggest threat. It hits super hard, and its G-Max move Confuses, which there's not really a whole lot that you can do to combat that, right? Like a Pokemon gets a stat raise or something, or it ignores abilities, right? Like the last week's Inteleon did, right? You can sort of play around that a little bit, right? A Confusion, both Pokemon getting confused, the only way to play around that is to swap, which is a risky move all the time. So Hatterene is definitely scary, and being able to take that thing out should definitely be a high priority going forward, right? As far as the stats go, it's going to be the same, that was talked about. Positive special attack nature, negative speed nature, and then just 252 in HP, 252 in special attack, and then a 4 in defense, because I'm expecting them to think that I'm bringing many physical attackers again. For Dusclops, it's going to be a very similar moveset to what was discussed. It's going to be EV Light Frisk with Trick Room, Nightshade, Pain Split, and Ally Switch instead of Bulldoze. Like I said, people just get really mad at Ally Switch. Me personally, I don't get super mad at Ally Switch, but I haven't really run into it that much in my short playing career. So who knows? I could absolutely hate Ally Switch personally. I'd like to use Ally Switch. I think it's a real good move that definitely has a lot of competitive viability. If that wasn't obvious enough already. For the stats, 252 HP, 92 defense, 164 special defense, relaxed nature, same stuff, right? You want to make you want to stay alive, you want to make use of Trick. So to combat this team, this is what I'm bringing. I have decided that I think I want to bring my own version of Trick Room, because I think realistically it's what's going to help me stop both Tailwind and Trick Room, right? If my opponent Tailwinds, I can set up Trick Room, and then in that case, if my opponent sets up Tailwind and then I stop it by setting up Trick Room, essentially stopping it, right? I have then won the battle for speed control. If my opponent brings Trick Room, almost none of my Pokemon are slower than my opponent's. The only one that I have that's even close to being slower is Slowbro at base speed 30, right? But Hatterene is base speed 29, Dusclops is base speed 25. So if we were in a Trick Room situation, both of those Pokemon would be faster than my Slowbro. The only saving grace that I would have is Quick Draw, Quick Claw, right? But in that case, that's what I'm doing. I'm running Quick Draw, I'm running Quick Claw, and then I'm going with Trick Room, Expanding Force, Mud Shot, Shell Sidearm. Galarian Slowbro is the other Pokemon that I'm bringing this week that I think has a real shot of being Dynamaxed alongside my Galarian Blastoise, right? Or not Galarian Blastoise, just Gigantamax Blastoise. For the stat set, we're going 252 HP, 252 special attack, and then we're going with a Quiet Nature to give ourselves more special attack and lower speed, just in case we do get to make use of this Trick Room situation, right? We're also running Trevenant with an Aguave Berry and Harvest, just so that we can, stay alive. I think leaving Trevenant on the field would be pretty advantageous, and I think Aguave Berry Harvest makes that pretty doable, right? We're running Trick Room, Woodhammer, Phantom Force, and I have Protect, but I actually think that I want to run Ally Switch. Just because, right, as I've said, people really don't like Ally Switch. Kind of getting duped by an Ally Switch doesn't really feel good. And I definitely think that I could, sort of, bait my opponent into attacking something else, using my Trevenant, to Ally Switch into it, absorb a hit, maybe, use its Aguave Berry, and then, harvest that berry back, right? That's kind of what we're looking for. I definitely think that I can make really good, use out of it, especially if I, play it right, play it well, I definitely think that it works out in my favor. We're going Woodhammer and Phantom Force, just to deal a lot of really big damage. Phantom Force could definitely be something like Poltergeist. At least I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it gets Poltergeist, but I've already kind of aired out my grievance on Poltergeist. I'm not the biggest fan. The Pokemon has to have an item. Pokemon are running around with berries. They're running around with, like, if a Focus Sash gets used, then, I can't use Poltergeist, which, I mean, like, realistically, it doesn't, like, actually matter, like, a whole lot, because if a Pokemon's at 1 HP, would hammer it, and it's fine. But I like Phantom Force because it also goes through Protect as well. I think that it's just, it gives that being able to hit through Protect, I think really, really matters, right? And then Woodhammer, because I've got the berry, getting rid of my own HP and then being able to sort of get myself into a Guava Berry harvest kind of cycle with Woodhammer, would also be kind of advantageous. The Pikalytics set just has a 252 HP, 88 attack, 84 defense and special defense, and then a Brave Nature so that we're gaining attack and then losing speed. This will help us in a Trick Room situation. We're actually faster than almost all of Dragonfly's Pokemon, though, even with like the negative, with the base 56 and the negative speed nature. So realistically, the negative speed nature really only helps if we're kind of facing that sort of Tailwind team, or like possibly the Sandstorm Sandrush type deal. Moving into Blastoise, we've got Life Orb and Torrent. I'm changing it up from what I've gone with the past 2 weeks, right? I've been doing Rain Dish, but I don't really think I want to bring Rain this week. I don't think that I want that to sort of be a focus. Rain definitely is good with Blastoise, and being able to keep myself alive with Rain Dish is never bad. But I think that Torrent, Life Orb, and then just running a lot of HP and a lot of special attack, I think could be really advantageous. We need to hit hard this week, and I don't really think I want to mess around with running like any sort of like Shell Smash set or anything like that, especially if I'm trying to outsmart Trick Room, right? Could I outsmart Trick Room with Shell Room? Yes. Do I think I'm smart enough to outsmart Trick Room with Shell Smash? No. So that being said, my moveset is going to be Flash Cannon, Dark Pulse, Ice Beam, and Hydro Cannon. I have thought about running Assault Vest on this. And I definitely think that there's merit in running Assault Vest, just due to the fact that my opponent is definitely bringing a lot of special attackers. But like I said, I want to be able to do damage. I want to be able, just Gigantamax Blastoise and hit hard, right? That's kind of my goal. So that's, I think, what I'm really looking to do. I think that the nature that I want to go for is Modest. So just so that I'm absolutely maximizing that damage, right? It could be a game time decision on the Assault Vest right now, though. I definitely think I'm leaning towards Life Orb. Let me look at it real quick. Let me go back and see my opponent's team here, and what I thought that they were gonna bring, right? So if I think that they're bringing special attacker, physical, special. Well, it does cost. So realistically, 2 really heavy special attackers, Amoonguss with the Giga Drain. But I also don't really expect Amoonguss to really be like doing like damage. So I think we'll be okay with Life Orb. I'm gonna bank on the fact that we're gonna be okay with Life Orb, right? And then yeah, so stats, right? 252 HP, 252 special attack, and then Modest. Moving into Indeedee, we're going Psychic Seed. Oh, that shouldn't say on tempo. We definitely want Psychic Surge. Nobody runs on tempo. Then we're going to be doing Expanding Force, just so that we have the spread, Hyper Voice, so that we also have spread and some stab, Helping Hand, and Follow Me. It's a pretty basic set. We want to be able to support, but then also possibly do damage if necessary. And then we're just running 252 HP, 252 special attack with a Modest nature. Incineroar, we're going Safety Goggles. I decided to go Safety Goggles, and I'm kind of iffy on it, if I'm going to be honest. I could possibly go with like a berry of some kind. Let me harvest. If last item uses a berry. Okay. Oh, it's 100% chance in the sun. That's actually kind of fun. I wonder if I didn't, you know what? I hadn't really read that. I wonder if I should consider some kind of sunny day set. At this point, I don't really think that that's the move. But I was really just wanted to check if Harvest also used adjacent Pokemon's berries. It doesn't. So for Incineroar, you've got safety goggles. Focus Sash might be a doable thing, just because Hatterene is definitely going to be hitting pretty hard. Cures Holder of Attract, Disable, Encore, Heal Block, Taunt, Torrent. I don't think Mental Herb gets rid of Confusion. Could be nice. We could also just like Lumberry this thing. I think like a Lumberry wouldn't be too terrible. Hold on, let me look at Lumberry real quick. Because that cures of like, oh, you know what Lumberry does? We're definitely running Lumberry. We're gonna run Lumberry on Incineroar. I think that's like a really good move. Lumberry on Trevenant. Trevenant would also actually probably be pretty decent as well, just in case we get into sort of like the confusion type deal. But in all honesty, I think we'll be fine just slapping Incineroar with the Lumberry, which would also definitely help us out if we got Spored too, which was part of, which is sort of an initial reason why I wanted to run with the glasses, the goggles. Spore was one of the reasons why I initially wanted to run the safety goggles. As far as ability goes, it's Intimidate because it's the best. Then we're running Fake Out, Flare Blitz, Parting Shot, and Snarl. It gives us a lot of damage with Flare Blitz, and then a lot of support with Fake Out, Parting Shot, and Snarl. As far as stats go, we're doing 252 in attack and special defense, 4 in HP, and then we're running a Brave Nature. This kind of helps us out in a Trick Room situation. But realistically, even so, it's not likely that in Trick Room we're doing better than our opponent's Trick Room in terms of speed. Railu, we're going Eevee like Prankster. We're doing Bullet Punch, Copycat, Coaching, and Helping Hand. We're actually running Copycat because just in case we get into a situation where they've got the speed advantage on us with Trick Room, if I'm able to, like, you know, sort of put myself in a situation where I see that come in and I get Railu out on the field, I can use Copycat to reverse the Trick Room and then keep myself in the speed advantage situation, right? So that's something that I haven't really been able to use in the league so far. Neither of my opponents have brought Trick Room. I'm expecting Trick Room this week, so being able to reverse the Trick Room I think would be very handy for me. So that's why I'm running the Copycat as opposed to like the Rain Dance, or we could also run Sunny Day on Railu to like help out the Trevenant on Harvest, but I'm not trying to, you know, like Trevenant Harvest an opponent to death, right? That's not the goal here. But yeah, Coaching is going to help our Incineroar and our Trevenant, and then Helping Hand's going to help Slowbro, Blastoise, and Indeedee, right? So all of those are, you know, just what we're aiming for here. As far as sets go, I'm doing that. Or actually, I could also be doing this and that as well. I think this is the one that I'm gonna be going for. Is we're going to be going for Careful Nature, just to increase our special defense, try and hopefully live some shots. We're going to be getting hit by a bunch of special attacks this week, so any kind of investment in special defense is going to be really good for us, right? Yeah, so that's the team. To reveal the layout, boom, this is what the layout's going to look like. We've got Slowbro, Incineroar. Why are you... Can I... Ugh, Microsoft's gonna problem, I don't care. Thanks for interrupting my video. Yeah, so this is what the layout's gonna look like. We have Slowbro, Incineroar, Railu, Blastoise, Indeedee, and Trevenant down there. All that card work I think is super awesome, and I'm really looking forward to this week's battle. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope that you're looking forward to my match this week against Dragonfly as much as I am. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to stay up to date with me and my content, please subscribe to my channel. If you want to follow me on social media, all of my links will be in the description below, and that's where you'll get updates anytime that I post a video on YouTube or I go live on Twitch. Once again, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time.